Welcome back to The Price of Business. I am your host, Kevin Price, talking to you about you and your business on this Friday morning. Having a lot of fun talking about what's happening on the business front. I love I love my magazine format because I get to meet all kinds of new people all the time. Last segment talked about SEO, and if you missed it, shame on you. Where the heck were you? You need to check us out at priceofbusiness.com to get access to all of our programs. This segment, we're going to talk about a new technology, the world's first and only mobile queuing solution. And delighted to have on our program our guest who's with this company. His name is Alex Becker, and I caught a press release that caught my attention, Alex, and I thought that was a cool subject to bring on. And for those who wonder what exactly a queue is, it is a line. Us Americans aren't using that expression much, but glad to have you on the program, Alex.
Thanks for having me, Kevin.
Glad to be able to chat with you a little bit. Tell us a little bit about your company. Give us some background.
Sure, Kevin. The average American spends 2 years of their life standing in line. So Queueless was born out of my frustration standing in one of those lines in the Southern California theme park for the umpteenth time, and just wondering and saying to myself, it had to be a better way than forcing people to wait behind each other to receive service. And so what we've created is a paradigm-shifting real-time CRM analytics and weight management system that allows businesses to make a lot more money and have happier customers by eliminating standing in line for those customers, and that's increasing that sort of footfall to purchase conversion rate. So what we do is we let people get in a virtual line from any device, from any phone, and then they're able to roam freely and get notified as their turn approaches.
Okay, and I noticed you got on here on the top of your page here at Queueless, the letter Q, LESS.com. Texas Department of Public Safety goes Queueless. Now, I already knew they were clueless, but I'm delighted to see they are now Queueless. That's got to be an improvement from clueless.
Absolutely.
We hate DPS
like
here. We know that. You know that, right? Everyone hates their state DPS.
Well, and not anymore in Texas. That's been a huge change for them, really, because people no longer wait there, right? So they're able to join this line remotely from their phone, a Queueless line, and then walk in, get served, right as they arrived, and leave right afterwards. So they've had a dramatic shift in perception. They've had dozens of stories on the press. Pretty much every TV channel in Texas has been covering this because it completely changes the paradigm of waiting at the.
That's fantastic. I can't think of a group that needs that kind of help more than them. Because the last time I went, I spent, and this is several months ago, probably last year actually. I spent a couple hours there, and it was shorter than it usually is, so I noted that. But if I knew about a system like this, that would have been awesome. So you basically are able to go do whatever it is you want to do, and then you come and when you're told to come.
That's exactly right. And even if you're busy when you get told to come, you can simply push yourself back in the line. The Queueless will call somebody else in the meantime and then call you back when you're ready. So it puts you also in control of when to be served.
Man, that's crazy. What a great idea. Tell us about some other companies that use it.
Sure. So there's retailers like Vodafone, T-Mobile, Tourneau, that they use it to eliminate the wait for service there. Then lots of universities use it, such as University of Texas and the two largest community college districts in the nation, which are the Los Angeles and Phoenix area ones. Use it too for registration, financial aid, advisement, all sorts of different ways. Restaurant chains like Twin Peaks, hotel chains and attractions like Caesars, healthcare providers like Cleveland Clinic. It's really anywhere where people wait, whether it's in a physical line or on hold.
Yeah, I would think hospitals, government bureaucracies, Social Security Administration, all those kind of places should be bonkers for this.
Absolutely, yeah. It's been growing at 200% per year for the last 5 years. So, but we still have a lot of people to reach. What is
a small size business for you to work with?
Oh, there's very small businesses that are using it because this is web-based. So it's really, we've had restaurants that have called us and say, we have a crowd coming in for the ball game tonight. Can you have it up and running in time? And the answer has been yes. So we have small restaurants using it. We have individual barber shops using it. We have individual tax advisors using it. So yeah, it's really used both by Fortune 500 companies, such as the Vodafones and Telefonicas and British Telecoms of the world, but as well as small mom and pop shops.
Man, that's crazy. I love that. So I love that. That's fantastic. Tell me a little bit about the costs involved. Like you have a mom and pop restaurant. What would their investment be?
Oh, the investment is pretty minimal. You're talking about pennies per person in waiting, right? So if somebody were to tell you, you can have your customer wait in line for half an hour, or you can pay a few pennies to make sure that they have a better experience. Which one would you choose? I think no business owner in their right mind would hesitate in that choice.
Okay, so is that how the equation is made based on how many people you have come through?
That's right, yes, because the customer service includes all the text messages and all the phone calls and so on, and so obviously those costs scale with volume.
So how old is this company?
We started 6.5 years ago.
And now you're national. You're all over the place. It looks like you've actually kind of a disruptor, I would say.
We're actually international, so we've now saved 10 million people in hundreds of cities across 4 continents, more than 2 centuries of waiting in line.
I love that, man. That is awesome. That's very well put. I'm sorry for laughing, but I love it. It was awesome. So, where do you get resistance from people for signing up? Businesses for signing up. What would make them not want to do it?
I think that the number one issue is people who don't realize how many customers they lose due to the line. A lot of people tell us things like, if I'm busy, do I really need a system? If I have a line at the door, that means I'm already full. But what they don't realize is that they're not full 24/7, and a lot of these people who are getting in the queueless line are coming back off peak after their peak hours, and so they're extending their peak hours, and they're also a heck of a lot happier. And so I think it's over time as people use the system that they realize what a game changer it is in people's perception. I mean, we ask people who use it how much they like that versus standing in line. 99% customer satisfaction.
Yeah, how do you find someone who doesn't like it? I actually find myself with too much time, so I like to wait in line. So very disappointed that my DPS time was only measured in minutes rather than in hours or days. I mean, you're not going to find those people. There'd be a Saturday Night Live skit if you did.
That's right. I got to tell you, Kevin, my parents met standing in line for the theater, so maybe they would be the one exception. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for standing in line.
Thank God for lines back then, or we would not have this interview right now. Hey, I think that's fantastic. And what's interesting, I think there's a paradigm shift that's going on because of how immediate the internet is in terms of addressing our interests and our wants and that type of thing. I think there's a dramatic paradigm shift that's taking place that is going to make your approach the future standard, to be perfectly honest with you, because people want what they want when they want it.
I think you're right. I think that just like the Japanese invented just-in-time delivery of parts from manufacturing in the 70s, this is just-in-time customer delivery. And once you've tasted it, there's really no going back. I mean, our customer retention rate is 99%. There's, no government institution has ever gone back from queueless standing in line. It's just such a much better way, and it's so easy to set in motion.
Okay, so again, a company, say a restaurant has 100 customers come through their restaurant a week. What would they be paying for a service like this? Give me an idea. You've been pretty elusive, which I understand that, but give me an idea.
Yeah, you might be talking about $20. It really depends on what they get, but we actually guarantee a 400% ROI. Kevin.
I saw that.
And the reason we're able to do it is we're able to measure how many people they lose during the wait without queueless, because we let people just get in a wait list if they choose not to use their phone. But, there's only a few people who do that, but we are able to use that as a background. And then we see how many people they lose when people do use the full queueless service. And there's such a dramatic reduction in those no-shows and walkaways that we actually are able to guarantee in writing that we'll make them 4 times their money, from the first month.
Alex,
actually, we did in the first 3 months. Yeah.
Alex Becker, he's been our guest today. He's with a company called QLess, QLESS.com. Man, you need to check this out. If you're in any business that requires waiting, you need to check this out, because he's going to change the way your customers wait and do it in such ways that they don't feel like they're waiting anymore. You got to love that. Alex, thanks for being with us.
Thank you very much, Kevin. Thanks for having me.
I love it. Thanks so much. All right, when we come back, we're going to have much more for you. Do want to remind you, best content here, it shows up over there at priceofbusiness.com and usdailyreview.com. While there, like them on Facebook, follow them on Twitter.